Hi everyone, this is Indra. Welcome back to my channel. Today in this video I am going to solve a problem related with a complex number. Basically it is related with the polar representation of a complex number. Please watch this video till the end so that you will get the solution of this particular question as well as some basic ideas of the polar representation of a complex number. And if you don't subscribe my channel yet, please subscribe it and press the bell icon for instant notification of the uploaded videos. Without wasting any further time, let's get started. Here the question is, find the value of I raised to the power of I to the power of I. Here the three i's on the 2I on the powers, where the I represents the imaginary unit. Its value is square root of -1. Before moving to the solution of this question, let's talk about the polar representation of a complex number. Let's take a complex number g, which is in the form of the rectangular representation x plus iy. It is called as the rectangular representation. Here a complex number g is written x plus iy. It is called as this format of writing the complex number called as the rectangular representation. And we can represent this same complex number in the polar form. Polar form of the GA, the G can be written as the complex number G can be written as in the polar form. First of all, we have find out the mode of that complex number. Mode means the magnitude of the complex number or absolute value of the complex number times e raised to the power of I theta. E raised to the power of I theta. The polar representation of this complex number G is equals to mode of G times e raised to the power of I theta, where the e is the Euler number. It is an irrational and transcendental number, and the theta is the argument, where this mode of Z, mode of the complex number, represents the magnitude of the complex number. It is the magnitude or absolute value, or we can say the modulus of the complex number. It is just the distance from the origin to the point. And the theta, another thing is here, the theta represents the argument. It is the argument of that complex number. Please remember this very important point. It is the way of writing the complex number in polar representation. And let's calculate the polar form of the complex number. Let's take the complex number G I. Let's calculate the polar representation of this complex number I, and the I can be written as 0 plus 1 times I. Here we just write in the rectangular representation. This is called as the rectangular representation. I am going to change this rectangular representation into the polar representation, and this can be written as in the Cartesian coordinate format 0, 1. It is the Cartesian coordinate. Let's plot this point 0, 1 on the Argand plane first. Let's make an Argand plane. Argand plane is formed by taking the horizontal axis as the real part of that complex number and the vertical axis for the imaginary part of that complex number. This is the Argand plane. Let's plot this point 0, 1. 0, here the first component is 0, so no movement on the horizontal axis. Here is the position, and here the second component is 1, so moving 1 unit up on the imaginary unit. So let's take the point here, the 1. This is just 1. This is 1 unit, and the point is corresponding point is 0, 1. Here we locate this point on the Argand plane. This is Argand plane. It is the plane for plotting the complex number. Here we plot this point on the Argand plane and here this is the line segment, this is the line segment which joins that point to the origin. This is the origin, and argument is defined as an angle made by the positive real axis. This is the positive real axis, made by the positive real axis with the line segment, with this line segment in counterclockwise direction. This angle, this angle, this angle made by this line segment radial vector which joins that point to the origin, made by that line segment with the positive x-axis in counterclockwise direction. This angle is called as the argument of that complex number. It is the argument theta, and here easily this is pi over 2 in radian measurement, just 90 degree. This angle is just 90 degree. This is the argument. This is the argument of the complex number I. Here we evaluate argument of that complex number I. Because in the polar representation we need two things. One is modulus, another one is the argument. So let's calculate the modulus. The mode of that complex number I, mode of I, it is just the distance. It is just the distance from origin to that point. This distance is just 1 unit. 1 unit. It is the modulus of the complex number. It is just the distance from the point at which the complex number is located to the origin. Distance between the origin to that point. It is here 1 unit. So the polar representation, equivalent polar representation of the G, the complex number G, can be written as the mode of the complex number, mode of the complex number times e raised to the power of I theta, iota theta. Let's plug in the value. Here the mode of that complex number I is obtained here is a 1 unit, 1 times e raised to the power of I, and the theta is here evaluated as pi over 2. This is the polar form. Polar form. Here we just change this rectangular representation of this complex number into the polar form. This is the polar equivalent of I. And let's move to our question, target question. Here I to the power of I to the power of I. Our target is, our aim is to find the value of I to the power of I to the power of I. This is our target. Let's calculate I to the power of I first. Let's calculate I to the power of I. And here the I, single I, can be written as e to the power of, this is just e to the power of pi over 2 times I. So in place of this I, we can write I times pi over 2. E raised to the power of I times pi over 2. And this is the outside power. This is just I. Here we just replace this I, this base I, by this polar equivalent. And let's evaluate. Here we can multiply the powers, power to power law of the indices. So e raised to the power of I times I gives negative 1. So negative pi over 2. Please remember the point on the complex number. I square is just always negative 1. I square is negative 1. So here we evaluate I to the power of I is just a real number. This is the real number. E to the power of negative pi over 2. Here we obtain the result of I to the power of I. I to the power of I is here calculated as e raised to the power of negative pi over 2. But our target is to find the I to the power of I to the power of I. So let's move to our target. I to the power of I to the power of I. Let's move to our target. This is calculated as, here the I to the power of I is calculated as here e raised to the power of negative pi over 2. So let's calculate here. And then this base I, here the base I is just e raised to the power of pi over 2 times I. It is again raised to the power of this I to the power of I. I to the power of I is here just calculated as a e raised to the power of negative pi over 2. Here we just evaluate. Here we just plug in the values of this base I is this number and power I to the power of I. And this can be further simplified as here this number to the power this. So we can multiply the power together by the power to power law. This can be written as negative pi over 2. This is just the multiplications, pi over 2i times e raised to the power of negative pi over 2. Here this is the final result. Here just multiply the powers, this power and therefore the value of the I raised to the power of I raised to the power of I is here obtained. This is the result is here obtained as the imaginary number. Here to finally obtain this result, and we can write in the sine cosine form this function. This can be written as cosine of this is equivalent by the Euler identity. This is just equals to cosine of pi over 2 times e raised to the power of negative pi over 2 plus I sine of this angle pi over 2 times e raised to the power of negative pi over 2. This is the Euler identity. We can write into the cis function cosine sine term. So the final value is I to the power of I is obtained. This is the final solution of this particular question. In our next video, we will discuss more about the complex number. Please keep watching, keep loving this channel. This much for today. Thank you.